Let's go on and build a bank database profile viewer that shows customers' account information, including their account status. Let's proceed. In our HTML, we have a text input with an ID of username, a button with an ID of check, and a paragraph element with an ID of result. So let's write our JavaScript code by starting with object. So we're going to say customers is equal to an object. If you were paying attention to details, you'll notice that our object name is customers instead of customer. The reason I made it that way is because I want to introduce to you what is called a nested object, meaning that you can put an object inside of an object. Let me show you how it's done. So I'm going to start by writing our first customer's name, which is Michael. Remember to add a colon. Then our value is going to be curly braces. So we're going to be having 3 customer properties of Michael, Sandra, and John. And inside of each property, we're going to be having email, balance, and account status. So for the property of Michael, I'm going to say balance, colon, 500, comma, then I'll bring it down. Email, colon, in a string, Michael at gmail.com, comma, then I'll still bring it down. Then I'm going to write active and give it a boolean of true. I hope you're really understanding this. This is an object being inside of an object. I'm going to pause this video to fill out for Sandra and John. Now that I'm done with Sandra and John, let me create a variable for our button. So I will say btn. The next thing is to add our event listener. Dot add event listener. So for this, I'm going to be using arrow function. Inside of our function, we're going to be declaring 2 variables of input and display. The input is for getting whatever input the person will put here, and the display is to display the customer's account information. For the input variable, I had to use to lowercase string method to convert whatever value that we'll be getting from the person. Then below it, we're going to be having our logic. So I'm going to say customers square bracket input. We're going to declare another variable of user equal to customers square bracket and input, and we're going to call our variable of display and add inner HTML to it. And for this, we're going to use backtick. So we want to display the account balance, the email, the account status, and their customer's name. So I'm going to say email. To access our user email from template literary, I have to use $, and I'm going to say user.email. So since we're using .inner.html, we can write our break HTML element to break each result so that it wouldn't be in one line. So I'm going to say break balance. So repeat the same thing, user balance. Then below it, we're going to have status, user.active. So for this, I'm going to be using what is called ternary. So to use this, you have to follow it up with a question mark to check whether true or false. So I'm going to say active or inactive. So we're done here. Let's have our else in case if the condition is not true. So we're going to display to the user that the user is not found. When I save this and search for Michael, so we're going to see Michael's email address, balance, and account status. And when we check Sandra, you're going to see Sandra's email address, account balance, and account status. But if you come over here and search for maybe Ucenth and check it, you'll notice that user not found because we don't have Ucenth in our list.